Hi, welcome to a quick look at black and white photography. Everyone has a preference when it comes to this. Some people love color, others prefer black and white. And while this is a personal choice, black and white photography does convey a different emotional appeal than does color. It's often moodier, darker, more contemplative, and vintage looking. As color has been removed from the equation, much more emphasis is placed on contrast and texture and other compositional elements. Capturing a black and white image now digitally is much different than it used to be with film. With film, you'd have to load the film into the camera, then shoot that roll until it was done. Now, you can shoot everything in color and decide after the fact whether it should be a black and white or a color image. You should still consider colors when shooting for black and white photos. As a black and white picture is a translation from the color of reality into a monochrome image, the colors will provide the contrast, tonal qualities, and textures of your black and white picture. Photo editing software will also use the color information to translate the image, giving you enormous control over the final look of your black and white photograph. While we're looking at this photo of the mighty Leviticus, I should mention that another very popular form of black and white photography is sepia tone. This yellow-brown look is really effective at giving that vintage feel to a photo, giving even modern scenes the appearance of an old-fashioned setting. Now, a mastering of black and white photography is something that could take years and years to learn. But there are a few simple things you can learn right away to start taking better black and white pictures. Look for shots or situations that you think would look good in black and white. Dramatic emotional scenes, scenes of decay, or very rich textures are always good, but the range of possibilities is endless, and the more you shoot, the more you'll see scenes that just cry out to be taken in black and white. Shoot in color. Many cameras provide the option to shoot in black and white, but this can be kind of limiting afterwards when you may discover that a photo actually looks better in color. As previously mentioned, color is used by photo processing software to translate it into black and white, and the color information will give you much more control over the image. Shoot in RAW. If your camera offers a RAW mode and you have the photo editing software to handle RAW images, use this setting. In order to create the full range of tones and textures that are necessary for a beautiful black and white image, you will want as much information as possible in each photo. RAW images offer much more control in the editing than do JPEGs. Dull gray overcast days that a color photographer might choose to use for, say, laundry day can provide a nice low contrast lighting that can lend itself beautifully to black and white photography. That said, don't restrict yourself to those days. Try using a polarizing filter to bring out incredible skies and reduce reflections and highlights that may appear distracting when the image is translated into black and white. Use the lowest possible ISO setting. While this is generally the case for all photography, in digital black and white photography the noise and graininess can become very obvious, and digital grain doesn't have that same cool quality that film grain has. To create really good black and white pictures, you really need to know your photo editing software. Post-production in black and white photography is really important. But with the ability to shoot in color and then decide afterwards whether you want to make your image black and white or not, you have an incredible opportunity to go out and explore black and white photography.